Slack.
All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we give all the praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Yahweh
Yahushai,
Shai,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Hakodash.
Hakodash.
That will honor to the apostles, the elders, great millstone. Peace and blessings to those who elect, Lord, let me be a part of that number. All right, we're the brothers from the G-Man Brand Chicago. I'm Brother Kodar.
Brother Danya.
Brother. I bought you.
Go ahead, introduce yourself, Yaya.
Like it. Brother Yaya.
God, and we're just going into how the World War III is shaping up, man. You know, all through the scriptures and everything is playing out how the scripture says. All right, this word is faithful and true, as it says in Second Ezra, the 15th chapter. Okay, we can start. You wanted what do you want? Revelation 11. Okay, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Yeah, that third woe, that third destruction, man. You know, that third great woe. That second woe was talking about World War II. And then it says what? That third woe, that third great woe, all right, it comes quickly. And we are in the times where it's about to come forth, it's about to come to pass. All right, we're about to live it out. You know, that's why the scripture say that the effect of every vision is at hand. You know, I have one. This the book of Second Ezra, chapter 16, verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cause of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? You know, so it's pretty much, you know, all of these different countries are about to go into a war, man. What you got? Babylon, Asia, which the Elder Malcolm always goes into, is that what they call the quote-unquote Middle East, what they called all that. That's just Asia, man. You know, that whole landmass, you know. So what? Babylon, Asia, Egypt, Syria, all these different countries, what? The Lord said that a sword is sent upon you, man. That's a war. You know, that third woe, you know.
Did you have more, brother?
No.
Okay. This is Ezekiel 38 in verse I'll start at 1. It says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog, which is Russia. It says, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, and the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. And that's the Lord putting that warlike spirit upon these Russians. Okay, because you look at the fall of the USSR. Okay, then you look at the end of the Cold War when America won by sending people up into quote unquote space, man. You know, well, Russia has been in that hibernation spirit, man. You know, they've been in that docile spirit. All right, their nation animal is a bear, and a bear hibernates, man. But a bear is the most dangerous before and after hibernation. And now the Lord is putting that spirit back on these Russians, man. Okay, so let's keep reading. It says, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, and his house of Ptolemy in the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia is now being a guard unto these nations, man.
That BRICS.
Go ahead, brother.
That BRICS alliance. You know, Russia, China. You know, these Russia. You know, Russia being a part of that prophecy, man. You know, so that like the brothers went into the USSR. All right, that second war being passed. You know, but these different nations that the Lord spoke about specifically are what? Rallying against Babylon.
That's right. Hey, that's why BRICS was set up. Hey, because now you have Brazil, you have India, you have China, or you got Saudi Arabia. Then you got all these countries flowing into that. All right. As a matter of fact, the tariffs that Trump just dropped, okay, has forced some nations that had bad relationships with each other to form alliances. You got South Korea, you got Japan, you got China. You got two sects of Islam. You got the
Shia and the Sunni.
The Shia and the Sunni, man. You know, and they're forming together against this devil, man. Okay. I was gonna read this Joel 3, but yeah, you got it, brother.
Con. And like I was gonna back the brother up, so Con, and these things have to happen, man. We have to go. All the other nations have to go war at each other, so the Lord can ultimately come back and bring that fire. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So nation has to rise against nation, man. Esau has the Russia has to band up with China and North Korea and all these other people so they can fight America. So when they fight and when that third woe comes to pass, the Lord can come back and bring a fire upon them, man. So all these things have to happen. They have to go to war, man. It's therefore written in the Bible, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, and verse 9. And it reads, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So all these countries are going towards a wartime economy. And let the weak say, I am strong. These nations have nuclear weapons now, just like America, Babylon the Great. So, there's America cannot just continue to bully the whole entire world because these nuclear weapons across the board are now even the playing field. Let the weak say, I am strong. Beat your plowshares into swords. So everything's shifting to a wartime economy.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and also these countries that once, because America was that great bully, man, after World War II, after they dropped those atomic bombs, okay, the world was quiet before their faces, man.
Mm-hmm.
But now the Lord has put the spirit on these other nations. They have these nuclear capabilities with the backing of countries like Russia and China.
Mm-hmm.
Now they say, you know what, fuck you, man.
Con, they trying to stand up for themselves, man.
That's right.
I got something.
No,
Con, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse. I'm gonna just get to the point. Verse 14. Point yourselves in verse 13. Because of the wrath of Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hit her plague. Representing America, man. Babylon, the great mystery. Babylon is this current, present evil America ruled by Esau. Verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. And them arrows represents nukes, man. So all them nukes, from Russia, China, from all the globe, when they start going off, they gonna not go out of course and go straight to America, man. Because ultimately, the Lord has a judgment reserved for this place, man, and it has to happen. So all the other nations that bended the knee to Babylon and that humbly, they said they gonna be like, nah, fuck that. We gonna stand up for ourselves, man. We gonna fight. So when that third will hit, they gonna try and go against America, man.
That's right.
Yeah, ultimately, because this is the end of Esau's kingdom, man. All right, so the Lord is proclaiming judgment against Esau, and that's why the scriptures talk about these other nations, saying, "Art thou weak as we?" But also, all right, it say that the Egyptian is gonna fight against the Egyptian, so it's infighting against Esau, man.
Yeah.
All right, so that's why you have American Edomites against these Russian Edomites. You got these fake ish, all right, siding with Babylon. It's just Esau is in turmoil, man.
Yeah.
So this the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 20. It says, therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. What? Drawing out these other nations, right? Because you got America backing, all right, that the fake state of Israel, man. That fiat state of Israel, man. All right, so that place has been Ukraine, it's just nothing but just chaos.
Yeah.
All right. But ultimately America, that's who's drawing out Trump, like America and Trump and these different things, is that fiat state of Israel, man. It says, surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Right. So that's why all these things are lining up according to the scriptures, because these different nations have to go according to plan. And then ultimately the Lord is going to bring that judgment, and the whole house of Esau is just going to go up in flames, man.
And that leads to the flock with those 1948ers, those issues, man. You know, those are, that's the nation, those people are going to drag these nations into, drag America into World War III, man. You know, go ahead, brother.
This is Obadiah 1 and 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised.
Perfect.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? You know, speaking of Esau Edom, and it's even more clear in verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, say Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, so
even America's quote unquote allies are turning. What you got? The Koreas banding back together. All right, you got what, Japan and China. All these different alliances are forming back.
Can I hit that verse 7?
Mm-hmm.
Is in verse 7 it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
Yeah, they was looking to overthrow America, man. All right, he thought that but they not the bully no more, you know. So he thought that they could just bully the world until what? They see that, well, it's a weak spot. They see your weakness, America. You know, your pride and fighting against each other. You know, these heathen are about to overthrow you, and then ultimately Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to end up with those crowns. You know,
It says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in them.
Yeah.
So they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. You know, all the nations used to have to trade with the U.S. dollar. You know, but that's coming to an end very quickly. Mm-hmm. Now they're flipping the script on America.
Yeah.
They're gonna eventually, you know, it speaks in Revelation, you know, that they will hate the whore and burn her with fire.
I got it right. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 15. It says, and he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, that whore being what, Babylon the Great, America. It says, our peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
The melting pot.
This melting pot. All right. It says, and the 10 horns, which were America's quote unquote allies, man. All right.
Yeah, NATO and the EU.
NATO, the EU, things of those nations. It says, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the horse. So eventually, even like Britain, you know,
Germany,
France, Spain. Eventually, these countries are also gonna turn, and it's gonna be dramatic, man. All right, and they're gonna turn against America and those 1948 issues as well, man.
And it's starting now. Trump is that perfect guy to do so, because now they're having embassy meetings without Trump. EU are having a meeting without Trump, man. So now he's ruffled the feathers of all his allies. You know, America is dropping allies like flies. You know, and then eventually it's going to get to a point where they're like, man, fuck him, man. We're going to shoot missiles on this motherfucker too, man.
That's what it say, that these two prophets tormented the earth, man. All right, because that word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is speaking, and these elites hear it, man, and they're terrified, and they see that Trump and Mr. Not a Jew is the ones that's pioneering and spearheading, right? This chaos that you see. That's why you see these terrorists. That's why you see these different war games, these different military games. All right, it's because it's a state of flux, and they don't trust each other, man. That's that. Bible Shah, can you get the Isaiah 19, the Egyptian against Egyptian? Mm-hmm. All right, because this is Esau's judgment, man.
And finish that one out too.
Revelation 17:16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled.
Hey, Proverbs 21:1, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So the Lord is he's stirring up the minds of the nations to go against America now, man. And they're going to burn her with fire via those missiles, man. Okay. Then you got that kingdom. Which one?
The one that brought
Isaiah 19.
I got it. Isaiah 19 and 2. I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Got it, bro.
Egyptians against Egyptians. What is infighting in America? A house divided shall not stand. And you got these the peon, normal average Idumean. He don't know no better. He's just dumb as hell. He think, oh, it's left side, it's right side, it's free this, it's free that. Nah, they fighting against each other. Then you got America fighting against fucking Russians, the Temanites. You know, it's war on every side with these Egyptians, man. Because the Lord ultimately is reversing it. All right, Israel had to drink that cup. Now these other nations are about to drink that cup.
Mhm.
That those same curses that we were under, the Lord is putting those curses onto these heathens, man. That's why you see the envy toward each other. All right, there's no peace. It's just straight folly and chaos, man.
Especially on the house of Esau.
Mm-hmm.
And just to say, the word Egyptian is going into the word Egypt is going into bondage.
Yeah.
And it tells you in Revelation that this great city is spiritually Egypt.
Yep, Sodom and Egypt.
So this is America, the Egyptian against Egyptian. Second Esdras says what? Sedition amongst men.
That's right.
Evading one another for the lack of bread. You know, not regarding their kings and princes.
I got it.
Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their son and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
So people gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do, man. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be complete purge. It said they shall not regard their king nor prince. So it don't matter what status you got in this society, man. What are you, a governor or a mayor? Mm-hmm. All right, they gonna take what you got. They gonna put you to death, man. Mm-hmm. Okay, straight up. All right, the brother just start at the top, Bible shot.
Verse 14 again. Verse 14.
The last scripture you just read.
Oh, God. Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men.
The water, yeah, the sedition, man. All right, they were just protesting all around America, especially New York, about Trump. As a matter of fact, they're protesting. They were protesting a couple of days ago in France and London about Trump, man, saying get this nigga out of power. So that sedition is here already. These prophecies are speaking, man. Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead, Yaya. I know you wanted to break it down.
Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So like I was trying to go into what you were saying earlier about how they didn't even let Trump in the meeting anymore. Because at this point, they don't care about him anymore, man. They about their own greed. They gonna fulfill the lust of their own flesh, and they gonna do what they want to do, man. So that's
as a matter of fact, these nations are going against Trump because Trump is now putting America first. Mm-hmm. You know, so now they see that and they're like, okay, do your own thing, man.
Yeah.
You know, so now a lot of these countries who were once trading with America, now they're going to China. You know, and the terrorists ain't making it any better. You know, so hey, this beautiful, man.
Verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So, man.
Go ahead,
I was going to say, it's going to be wars, man. People going to be like y'all just read, the Egyptian against Egyptian, kingdom against kingdom. It has to happen for the Lord to come back, man. These people have to go crazy. A spirit's created for vengeance, have to fight the other race wars, class wars, all kind of wars are going to happen. And these things must happen for the Lord to come back, man.
That's right. That's right, bro.
And this is that time of trouble that's referred to in Daniel. Mm-hmm. All the scriptures, that's why Yahushua said that he come in the volume of the book, man, because the Lord's will is going to be done at time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, the day of doom, the third woe. You know, all of this is what the history has been leading up to, man. This ultimate climax, man. You know, where the world's going to go up in flames. This third woe is the time it's going to happen. This is the trouble. This that day of doom is quickly approaching. But we in it now. You know, the beginning stages of the end of the end, man. You know? Why should I get that?
Yeah.
And there's no fourth woe in the scriptures, so this is it.
Yeah.
It says 1 Peter 4:7, but the end of all things is at hand. Right, but the end of all things is at hand.
Hey, the brother just said, he said there's no fourth woe. The scripture say, I will deliver thee in 7 troubles, man. You know, hey, these different troubles, captivities that Jacob have been went into. This that last one, this that 7th trouble, man. You know, Jacob's trouble.
Well, when it goes into that 7th trouble, that's going into the affliction. You know, the gens that we get put in.
Okay, Con. It's like,
go ahead, brother.
But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. How should I say, watch and pray, that you enter not into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak, man. Because this is it. Verse 8, it says, and above all things have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. You know, so the hopeful elect, it says the house of David waxed stronger. You know, the hopeful elect, you know, coming together. Yahushua said, you know, they will know you by the love that you have for each other.
Are you go to where it said the element burn with fervent heat? Are you
2 Peter? Yeah.
About 2
I got it right here. 2 Peter 3:6. Whereby the world that was then being overflowed with water perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Also, like this. I'll just get to the point in verse 10. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
You got it, Donnie. And that's the whole point, man. All right, hey, in the time of Noah, the Lord flooded the earth. All right, now he's going to cleanse this place through fire. Okay, fire is the ultimate cleansing. Okay, can a brother grab that Revelation 18? It says, for in 1 hour thy judgment is coming. We'll close that on that. Yeah, do you have one? Okay.
Oh, no, it's right here. Revelation 18 and verse 17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? You know, America's. They had their golden age, man. They pretty much living. They still make money now, man. But you know, pretty much the climax, the peak of this place is over, man. And then when those nukes hit, all right, these different nations, they're gonna think, oh well, that's our money maker, man. You know, but ultimately, nah, the destruction of America, the destruction of this current system, the destruction of this reincarnated Rome is going to be that ushering in of the kingdom of Yahshua, the kingdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know, it's going to be a swift judgment, man.
Go to verse 10. We're going to close out verse 10. That's the point.
Revelation 18 and 10 says, standing of, I'm going to start at verse 9, Bible.
Yeah, go ahead.
Revelation 18 and 9, the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
It's only going to take 1 hour for the Lord to take this place down, man. Okay? So that's the judgment that the scripture has, that's going to play out for Esau, Edom, man. All right, and the elites will be our first fruit of slavery because they will survive it. All right, you read Jeremiah 16, Amos 9 and 1. All right, reading all the way down. Okay, that shall they dwell in the clefts of the rock. So these elites, these high level elites will survive those the missiles, man. But they're going to be dragged out and be the first fruits of slavery for the elect. They got to clean up all these bodies, man. The scriptures say continual employment. You know, so hey, Lord willing, this is edifying. We want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash.
The one to the apostles, the elders, great millstone. Peace and blessings to all for elect. Lord willing to be a part of that number. Shalom, Kwame Sharala,
Shalom.
Shalom. Yes, sir.